Good evening. Today was 7th February. It was a day like any other. 7th February is a day like any other on the calendar. But for me and for many others, it's the day our Superman died. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have been tasked with the introduction of my friend tonight at the 2-4 Alumni Magnificent Bastards 5th Green Regiment Alumni Banquet. That is a mouthful, isn't it? I am retired Master Gunner Sergeant Marcus Dawson. I've had the pleasure of knowing General Glynn for more than 25 years now. Now, all of you have his bio in front of you, so I'm not going to recite any of that because all of you can read his awards and can read his background. No, sir. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things I didn't see in his bio. One thing I'm glad I didn't see was the word pretty to describe this man because no, sir, I'm sorry, but you are not pretty. I don't care what my wife tells you. But my wife does tell me that you are a handsome man. So Denise, I guess that would make you a lucky lady. And looking at you tonight, Denise, I can promise you, sir, you are a lucky man. Now, I never thanked you for that day at Arlington, sir. When we worked at the Pentagon, we took a little time to remember Joe Ellis at his graveside. We told Joe Ellis stories. We talked about life over a cold one. It was a pretty good day. But what you don't know is your words then, they saved me, sir. They saved me. See, I was struggling. I was struggling hard mentally. I really was. And your words of that day, of your struggle, inspired me and gave me the kick in the pants that I needed to finish my fight because, well, as General Glynn would say, that's what savages do. Now, it is a day. It's story time now. It is a day just like any other. And it was a day just like any other on deployment. 7th February, 2007 in Iraq. Was the day our Superman died. Our battalion was deep in the Al-Anbar push in a nowhere place of Iraq by the name of Barwana. And our battalion CO and Sergeant Major, now they were headed out to the Euphrates River to Checkpoint Charlie to re-enlist one of Gulf Company's Marines out there. Because he thought the palm trees down by the river, well, they were a beautiful place to re-enlist. And as General Glynn would say, you know, if you take out the backdrop of all the blown up vehicles, destroyed buildings, bombs in the background, yeah, it is a pretty nice place. And it was a really nice place. And the Marine worked there. He worked right at Checkpoint Charlie, so why not just knock it out? So the Sergeant Major and CO came to him. Ladies and gentlemen, here's where it gets tough. So give me a moment because I'm almost there. Now, there's a saying that the staff NCO is the heartbeat of any institution. And I firmly believe that. And I firmly believe that Joe Ellis was the heartbeat of our battalion by a long shot. And on 7th February, a day like any other, we lost him. Joe Ellis, Jennifer Parcell, and our interpreter Jimmy were killed that day by a suicide bomber, along with 14 others that were injured, to include the CO. What we didn't know was he was injured too. The CO got up quickly, dusted himself off, and realized that the Sergeant Major had expired. He quickly ensured the security of the area and even assisted with the medevac. Now, if it wasn't for the miracle of where he was standing and the angle of that HESCO barrier, I might be telling you a different story. And I try to imagine what would have happened if the CO had got medevac that day too. What would have happened if he wouldn't have returned to us because they wanted to medevac him? I can't even think, how would the men have responded in combat losing their CO and their Sergeant Major? In that one moment, both of you gone. Because, I mean, after all, you had a fractured leg. We were wrapping your leg in turkeys to get the swelling down so you can go back out on patrol. That's what kind of man General Glynn is. Taking the fight back out to the enemy to let them know that we are still here. Even after an explosion that fractured his leg and killed his friend. Any normal man would have went home that day. Any normal man would have left us. But thankfully for myself and the Marines of 2-4, James Glynn is far from normal. So you saved me then in Iraq, and your words saved me graveside at Joe Ellis's grave. I can't thank you enough for what you have done for me and what you have done for the Marines of the Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, my former CO, my hero, my friend, James Glynn.